Bones here. I've seen a lot of people ask what Sacred Beast could do besides Fiendsmith and IP lines, so I've decided to start with three entirely different end boards, and the first several combos will feature the same starting cards. We're going to start here with Lightning Crash, a normal spell that reads add one Thunder monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot normal summon set monsters with its name until the end of the next turn after this card resolves. You can only activate one Lightning Crash per turn. Now we're going to continue here by activating it, and then we'll be able to add ourselves the Hammond, which is our first new Sacred Beast card. This one reads, cannot be normal summon set, must be special summoned with the Sacred Beast card. You can reveal this card in your hand, add one Sacred Beast spell from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. You can only use this effect of Hammond once per turn. Once per turn, if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate this effect. You take no damage this turn. Now we're going to use the effect of Hammond, and this will be able to grab ourselves the next new card, and I will be using an additional card to discard for this video just because I think it gives a better representation of what you can do here. But we're going to add ourselves the Unleashing, and this one reads, add 3 Sacred Beast monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, then discard 2 cards. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, add 1 level 10 Pyro, Thunder, or Fiend monster that cannot be normal summoned set from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Unleashing once per turn. Now, we're going to continue here by activating the Unleashing, and we'll be able to get several of our new cards here. Ravael reads, cannot be normal summoned set, must be special summoned with a Sacred Beast card. You can reveal this card in your hand, add 1 Sacred Beast monster from your deck to your hand, except Ravael, then discard 1 card. You can only use this effect of Ravael once per turn. Once per turn, quick effect, you contribute 2 other Sacred Beast monsters, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 1000 attack for each card destroyed by this effect. Then we have Uria that reads, cannot be normal summoned set, must be special summoned with a Sacred Beast card. You can reveal this card in your hand, add 1 Sacred Beast trap from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. You can only use this effect of Uria once per turn, gains 1000 attack and defense for each trap in the graveyard. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 spell trap on the field, destroy it. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. Finally, we have the Orchestrator, and this one reads, you can reveal this card in your hand, discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your hand in defense position, except a level 8 monster. You can discard 1 card, special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster, or the discarded card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster. You can only use each effect of Orchestrator once per turn. Now we'll continue here by discarding the copies of the Hammond alongside the copy of Creator, and then we can use the effect of Creator in order to bring back the copy of Hammond, use the effect of Ravael, and this will get us our next new card. This is the Martyr. Martyr reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can place 1 Sacred Beast field spell or Sacred Beast continuous spell trap from your deck face up on your field. If you control another Sacred Beast monster, you can special summon 2 Martyr from your hand, deck, and or graveyards. During your opponent's end phase, if this card and a level 10 Sacred Beast monster are in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Martyr once per turn. We're continuing here by discarding the Ravael, and then we'll be able to normal summon the Martyr. Use the effect of Martyr to place the Skyfire. The Skyfire is a continuous spell that reads, during your main phase, you can place 2 Skyfire of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, and or graveyard face up on your field. Then you can reveal 1 level 10 Sacred Beast monster in your hand, then place 1 Fallen Paradise from your deck face up in your field zone. During your opponent's end phase, if this card is in the graveyard, you can add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Skyfire once per turn. Now we're going to continue here by using the effect of Martyr, and we're going to special summon out 2 other copies. From here we can then go into our Colossus, go into our Unchained Soul, use the effect in order to get ourselves the Charvara. Now this line is a little bit more on the gimmicky side because we do play a couple of bricks in order to do it, but I still think it's really cool as we're going to go into our Summon Sorceress, use the effect in order to summon out the Charvara, bring out the copy of Decatron, and these are the 2 bricks, and then we'll be able to go into our Infernoid Flood. From here we'll use the effect of the Skyfire in order to get ourselves 2 other copies alongside the field spell. The field spell Fallen Paradise, it reads, thrice per turn, you can send 3 other cards of the same type, monster, spell, or trap from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, or banishment. And if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's activated spell trap effects. If you control a Sacred Beast monster whose original level is 10, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect of Fallen Paradise once per turn. Now we're going to continue here by special summoning out a Sacred Beast by sending away our Skyfires, as we're going to bring out the copy of the Ravael. From here we can then activate the field spell to draw 2 cards. This will give us the ability to use the Uria and then keep it in hand so that we can fuse away later during our opponent's turn, but this is the Destruction Chant. It reads, special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then, if you control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters whose original levels are 10, you can negate the effects of 1 face-up card your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon 1 Phantasm Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. You can only use each effect of Destruction Chant once per turn. Now, we're going to continue here by setting the copy of the Destruction Chant, and then we can pass on to our opponent's turn, and at any point we can use the chant in order to bring back our Hammond. We'll potentially get a negate, then we can banish the chant, which will also trigger the flood, and I thought that was pretty cool. But we'll fuse away into our next new card, and this is the Phantasmal Sacred Beast of Chaos. It takes 3 level 10 monsters that cannot be normal summoned set, must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. You can only special summon Phantasmal once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. The first 2 times this card would be destroyed by card effect, each turn it is not destroyed. Once per chain and thrice per turn, quick effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn, then gain life points equal to half its attack. So not only do we have the Colossus, but we have the Flood, which is like a mini Caesar, then we also have the 3 potential negates here. The Flood gets a banish once you go into this, and then we have the potential negation that we get off of the trap. But with that, I'll take you on to the next one. For the second combo, again, we'll be featuring the Lightning Crash in order to get ourselves the Hammond, and then we can use the Hammond in order to get our Unleashing. So everything here is just going to start the same, as we're now going to activate the Unleashing after discarding the card. We'll then be able to get ourselves the copy of Uriah, Ravael, and the Creator, to pitch the Ravael or the Hammond and the Creator, and then revive the copy of Hammond, use the effect of Ravael in order to get ourselves the Martyr. Here we can then pitch the copy of Ravael, normal summon the Martyr, use its effect in order to get ourselves the Skyfire, use its effect again in order to get ourselves the 2 extra bodies. From here we can then go into our Almirage, go into the Promethean Princess, use the Promethean Princess to bring back the Almirage, and go into our copy of Sunlight Wolf, activate the copy of Skyfire. This will give us the ability to get the field spell, use the field spell in order to draw 2 cards. From here we can use the Uriah. We'll then be able to get ourselves the copy of Chant, pitch away the copy of the Uriah, use the effect of the field spell in order to get access into another level 10. Now at this point you can also go into the rank 10, the Varudras, for the Omni Negate, but I'm not going to do that, just to show different things that you can do. But we're going to get back the copy of the Uriah, go into the Colossus, and this might not be a different thing, but we're then going to set the copy of Chant, go on to our opponent's turn, and then at any point again we can bring back the Hammond. At any point you can fuse away, go into the copy of the Phantasmal, trigger the copy of Sunlight Wolf again in order to get back something like an Ash or even the Uriah. Now for this third one I decided not to do the full combo because there's just way too many ways to go about it, so I'm just going to show a fragment of it and you'll see what I mean by that. We're going to add ourselves the Hammond, use the effect of Hammond in order to get ourselves the copy of the Unleashing. We'll pitch away the extra card as we'll be able to activate the copy of the Unleashing, get ourselves the Ravael, the Uriah alongside the Creator, and then we'll be able to use the Creator to bring back the Hammond. Now keep in mind, if you do get drolled, you can get something like the Martyr to continue your plays, but I just want to show the different things that we can do here, and I'm going to activate the copy of Ravael, get ourselves the copy of Martyr. From here we can then activate the copy of the Martyr to get ourselves the copy of Skyfire, use the effect of Martyr to special summon out a couple more copies. From here we'll then use the effect of Skyfire in order to get ourselves extra copies alongside the field spell, use the field spell's effect in order to get ourselves the draws, then use the field spell in order to special summon out another Sacred Beast. It can be from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but we're then going to be able to go into the Varudras. We'll go into our copy of the Cyber's Contract Witch, and what's really cool here is that you can add any ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So I am going to add the Habakiri, and I'm not going to do the full Mitsu combo. I just want to show some of the different things that you can do here, but we're going to then go into our new Decode Talker. This is coming out in the Magnificent Monster set, and this is really cool because if you do happen to splash the Mitsu engine in this, what you end up doing with this is that quick effect, you contribute 1 monster this card points to and send 1 Cyber's monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, which means that you can send something like Pegasus, and from here I'll take you on to the next one. I also would like to point out that you can add Seravis if you want targeting protection. Now for this next combo we'll be featuring the more standard lines that you've probably seen. We're going to add ourselves the copy of Hammond, we use the effect of Hammond in order to get ourselves the copy of the Unleashing, then we can pitch a card as we'll be able to activate the Unleashing. We'll be able to get ourselves the Ravael, Uriah, and the Orchestrator, as we'll then pitch the Orchestrator and the Uriah, or the Hammond, I'm sorry, but then we'll be able to activate the copy of the Ravael, get ourselves the copy of Martyr, pitch the copy of Ravael as we'll normal summon the Martyr, use its effect in order to get the Skyfire, use the effect of Martyr in order to get ourselves extra copies, as we'll then be able to go into our Colossus, go into our Unchained Soul, go into our Rage. From here we can then get ourselves these Skyfires alongside the copy of the field spell, use the field spell, reveal the copy of the Uriah, send away the copies of the Skyfire so that we can special summon out the Hammond, then we can draw 2 cards so that we have a discard for our Uriah, then we can use the effect of Uriah, get ourselves the Fallen Chant. From here we can then set a card, pass on to our opponent, and again, at any point you just have the ability to go into your Phantasmal after special summoning out your other name, and from here we'll pass on to our opponent. Now this next combo features the Ravael, and we're going to start here by activating activating the Ravael, give us the ability to add ourselves the Hammond. From here, we'll pitch a card, activate the Hammond. This gives us the ability to keep a level 10 in hand, so you'll notice that we're going to have access to all the previous combos that we've done, but I'm just going to go with the more standard end boards at this point. Ravael alongside the copy of the Orchestrator. Here we can use the effect of Orchestrator, bring back the Hammond, normal summon the copy of Martyr, then be able to get ourselves the copies of the Skyfire, get ourselves another couple copies of Martyr. From here we can go into our Unchained Soul, go into our Rage. From here we can go into our Colossus, activate the Skyfires. Now from here we'll be able to get ourselves the copy of the Field Spell, which the Field Spell will then give us the ability to special summon out another Sacred Beast. And from here we'll then be able to use the effect of the Field Spell to get another couple of draws so that we can use the effect of Uria, giving us the ability to keep it in hand. And at this point we can set the chant. Now for the penultimate combo we'll be featuring the Unleashing, and I kind of just want to show how you can do the same stuff no matter which part of your engine that you draw, as long as you draw one alongside the discard. But we're going to activate the Ravael here, as this will give us the ability to get ourselves the Martyr. From here we can then use the effect of the Sacred Beast, the Orchestrator, to get back the Ravael, normal summon the copy of Martyr. We'll then be able to place the Skyfire, use the effect of Skyfire, get another couple copies alongside the Field Spell, use the effect of Martyr, special summon out another couple copies. Here we'll then be able to go into our IP Masquerena, go into Link Karibo, use the effect of the Field Spell, be able to get a couple draws here, use the effect of the Hammond. This will give us the ability to add ourselves the Unleashing. Here we'll then be able to use the effect of the Field Spell to special summon out another copy of a Sacred Beast, as we'll get the copy of Hammond. We'll then be able to go into the Varudras. For this final one, I want to show Skyfire alongside any of your level 10 Sacred Beasts, and this is something that could give you a reason to play the new trap cards that I'll show over just a couple of moments, but we'll be able to use the effect of the Field Spell now, as we'll send away the copies of our Skyfire to special summon out the Hammond, use the effect of Ravael in order to add ourselves the copy of the Hammond, use the effect of Hammond in hand. This will give us the ability to add our Unleashing. I will have the ability to activate the Unleashing, use its effect in order to add ourselves the copies of Ravael, Orchestrator, and the Martyr. Then we can normal summon the Martyr, use its effect in order to place our next new card. This is the Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast, a continuous trap that reads, you can send 3 face-up Divine Abyss control to the graveyard, including this card. Then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-down defense position. You can only use each of following effects of Divine Abyss once per turn. During the main phase, you can place 2 Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, and or graveyard face up on your field. During your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can place it on the bottom of the deck. Now, we're going to continue here by using the effect of the Divine in order to get 2 other copies. And something that I really do like about this deck is the fact that the Martyr, the Skyfires, and the Divine all have that ability to recur. It gives the deck an interesting grind game. Going to go into our Unchained Soul, go into the Rage. Again, at this point, you can go whichever line that you want you can make at this point, but we're now going to get ourselves a couple extra draws, then be able to send away our 3 traps so that we can bring back our Ravael, go into the Varudras. We can use the Creator, bring back the copy of Hammond, and then we can go into our Colossus and pass on to our opponent. With all of the combos out of the way, we can get onto the deck profile, and the way that I've chose to go about it is just maximum consistency with the 9 copies of Hammond that we have here, the 3 Hammonds, the 3 Lightning Crash, and then we also have the Card of the Soul, where you can look at your deck, and if you do add 1 monster from your deck to your hand, sum of attack and defense equals your life points. So basically 4,000 on both of these 2 allows you to add either one. Just decided to play both of them because I think the strategy is just to see Hammond as much as possible, because you'll usually have that discard so that you can get full combo going and then take whichever route that you want to go. As there's also the Reaper-Docus Fiendsmith line that I didn't show just because it's everywhere else. Cross Sheep I decided not to add in because I thought it would be more interesting to play the Promethean package, because it just gives you an extra way to play around extra deck rips, in the sense that if your opponent wants to aim for an extra deck rip, they can only take one of your end boards, so you can still end on something like the Rage alongside whatever else you go into. If they banish something from the Fire package, you still have IP and the Link Karibo, and if they banish the IP, then you still have the copies of the Promethean, and so on. You have the 3 copies of the Martyr and the 3 copies of the Skyfire that I think are like the roughest things to draw here, because if you aren't playing the trap like I'm not, then you won't really have ability to play past certain disruptions, assuming that you do have the level 10 to get the Field Spell. Then other options I would like to go to is the Mercurium. This is almost almost like an Abyss Dweller, especially since you can attach anything onto it from your deck. Also the Deuce Machinax. There were some lines that I didn't go over because I think that they felt worse, in the sense that you kind of had to go out of your way in order to do them, and that meant also bringing out the second copy of Ravael to go into this. And there's also the Habakiri, which can be something like the Saravis if you want to play some targeting protection. Summon Sorceress, the Decode, and all this stuff is just other options that you can play. The Sharvara and the Infernoid for the Flood are cool, and I think that they could not be terrible. It just means that you're adding a couple of extra bricks that don't really do anything, and I think that it's probably better to either just play the consistency cards or play something else that might be an engine. With all of that out of the way, I'm just going to get onto the card by card, and we have the 3 copies of Ravael, the 3 copies of the Hammond, the 3 copies of the Unleashing, 3 copies of Lightning Crash, the 1 copy of Chant, the 1 copy of Orchestrator, the 1 copy of Uria, the 1 copy of Fallen Paradise, 3 copies of the Skyfire, the 3 copies of Martyr, the 1 Called By, the 2 Droll, the 3 copies of Card of the Soul, the 3 copies of Imperm, the 3 Bell, the 3 Ash, the 3 Charmies. You can play whatever going second cards that you want here. I just filled in the slots. We have the Promethean Princess, the Sunlight Wolf, the 1 copy of Rage, the 1 Yama, an IP, SP, Anima, Linkuriboh, Almirage, the 2 copies of Varudras, which again, I'm just playing this in order to play around extra deck rips. We have the Dreadnought for the damage, because there are some times where you may go into your link plays, your stuff gets removed, and damage may be hard to come by after playing through potential disruption, so I just thought having that Dreadnought for the extra 2k was important, because you do have big beat sticks, can attack and put in that extra damage. We have the Phantasm, and then we have the 2 copies of Colossus to round out the deck profile. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below, and if you could leave a click of those thumbs up and subscribe buttons, it would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, it's Bones, signing out.